Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to start our playthrough of Storm Above the Reich from GMT Games, and the game designed by Jerry White and Mark Ostad. Alright, so we're starting, and I do not have the combined games, I only have the Storm, so that's what we're doing. So we start with our pilot roster. So in early 43 we get 4 expert pilots, and that comes from, this is nice, a lot of these handouts are really helpful, but they give you instructions how to start your campaign, what to do. And so the first thing right here, it tells us early 43 we start with 4 expertin, and this season is 6 missions, so we got to fly 6 missions before we get to mid 43, and then it'll change us a little bit. Okay, the next thing we got to do, so I have my pilots, and I indicated here with an asterisk Cooper the 4 expertin, and I randomly drew their skills. And Aaron's, Fry, and Speck all got quick change mode, and Noken got the flyer skill, so he helps him avoid crashes. Okay, next thing we have to do is fill out our mission log. Of course, this is mission number 1, and it is 1943, and it is early. Okay, all right, so that's how we start. And now we're going to switch. We're going to use this table. A couple things I guess I should note to you. I am using some of the advanced game rules. One of them is the vector map right here. So our aircraft getting into the mission map goes through the vector of 3 zones, and things can happen, and those things are happening will be right here on this table. So 1943, these are the things, and we roll the 2 dice and we add them up and we see what's going to happen as they go from far zone, close zone, approaching zone. Okay, and then of course this is our fate boxes, turn track, and all that stuff. Now, because I'm using the advanced rule with the vector map, I automatically get 2 extra tactical points, and I'll get 2 extra operational points when we get there. Those really help you sometimes if I don't get a good die roll. Okay, so the next thing we do is we got to roll, and there's a chance, the most likely thing is we're going to be on map 6, but there's a chance for map number 5. So we're going to roll 1 die, and a 9 or 10 will put us on map 5, and I got a 2. So we got to flip everything over because I was practicing there with map 5. So we'll flip this over, and we'll set her down here for map number 6. All right. Put my markers here to keep track. All right. So we're on map 6. Okay, the next thing we're going to start rolling for is the target. Inbound, near target, or outbound. So we roll again. And we get, oh, a 1, inbound. Oh, I have to check this out because that's the first time I've had inbound. Okay, so we're on map 6. This is going to be, the way I write this is, I'll show you. Inbound, so I just put on my sheet inbound, and under here I'll put my operation points, how many we're going to have. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is roll for operation points. And we get, oh, a 9. Man, I just missed having the big number. So I get 4 operation points plus 2 for the vector map. So I get to start with 6 operation points. Okay, that is not a lot. And the next thing you do, as soon as you get those, you got to select your aircraft. So for this mission, I'm going to take I think I'll take three of my squadron and 3 of my auxiliary aircraft. So in this early phase, the auxiliary aircraft, the only ones we have, this is over here now on this chart. So it costs me 1 for every Focke-Wulf I take. And then it costs me 1 for early 43, the MC-202. I don't have anything else early. I could buy cannons. That's the only other thing I can buy, but I'm not going to buy those. So I'm going to take 3 of the MC-202s, and I'm going to take, I got to find them here, Unger, Wurzer, and Speck. And Speck is our expert, so I'm going to put that marker on him so I don't forget that. So that's my reminder. Now what we do is we're going to go ahead and place them right here in the vector zone. So I'm putting them in as 2 groups of 3 fighters each. All right. Now, the next thing I have to do is determine escort. So we roll a die. 4. A 4 is light escort, turn number 8, and the T is P-38s. Okay, so turn number 8, we take escort moves, and we put that up here on turn number 8. So that's good, because that means maybe they won't show up on me here. All right, and I have P-38s out here, so what I do with these is I put them down here on the board. I don't look at the back side of them. The back side of them has a number on there. That's how many fighters are in that group, in that card, and I mix them all up here. I was doing it kind of different ways, but if I do it this way, it's easier. I don't have to feel the counter to see which side's which. So I just mix them up. Just get them all mixed up here. And this is a small group. There's 7 here, so we draw 5 of them. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the 5 that we're going to put on the board, and they start right here in below trailing. So that's where they start. The other 2 are not used. Okay. All right. Now, next thing we have to do is we have to go to the situation manual. And this is map 6. So I have to find map 6 and inbound. So map 6 inbound. We roll a die and apply the damage pattern indicated. Okay, so there are 10 of these charts right here. I'm going to lay the book down right here. We're going to roll a die. Bring this back over here so you can see. We're going to roll a die, and it is number 8. Okay, so the damage I'm going to apply is on, let me get it up here. It's on the very tail end, and that bomber right there. Okay, so I have a cup with all my damage markers in it. We give it a mix, and we pull one. And this damage marker is, it is a wing 2. We don't do anything with the critical hit. It just goes on there as a W2 on that bomber. Right there. So he starts damage. So there's one bomber that's damaged. So you can bet that's the guy I want to come after right off the bat. Because I love to just shoot him down right there. But if I can not make him fall, I can go after him. Okay. So far, so good. Now we have to roll in this formation. we have to do some other rolls. The first one is to see if anybody's anchored. So we're going to roll. And the die roll is a 5. And a 5 is tail low. Okay. So I got to get my anchored counter out right here. This is for the bomber group. Tail low, anchored tail right here. So he's anchored. He gets a +1 coming in that way. Okay. Next thing we roll for is the sun. See if there's any sunshine today. And we roll a 3, and a 3 is high flank. So I take my sun counter and I place it in this flank high. That's where the sun's at. Okay. Next thing we do, this is the one I need the big number. We're going to roll for tactical points. This is where you want. The more the merrier. So we roll a 4. Darn. So I get 2, and I had 2, so that gives me 4. So I have 4 tactical points now. Okay. All right. Last thing we roll for is flight limit. So we roll here. And, oh, a 1. There's only going to be 4 turns on this deal. Okay. So the escort's not going to show up. That's the good news. We take flight limit and we place it right here on turn 4. Okay, so this thing's going to last 4 turns, so it's going to be in and out. So what that simulates, what I say that it simulates is that these aircraft are at my air limit almost. So that's about as short as I can get. So I got time to swoop in, make 1 hit, maybe knock somebody out, and then go down and hit him. So it ain't going to be much, and I'm not going to have to worry about too many fighters other than on the vector map. I could get intercepted here on the vector map. Okay, so that's my setup for this one. So we're ready to go on the setup. So now we're ready to start play. All right, I'm going to check this inbound map and see if there's anything special about it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I was thinking of the wrong thing. Inbound's inbound. Near target is where the flak is, so I don't have that to worry about. Okay, so we start over here. And we're ready to start going. Now, we don't start taking turns till we make it to the formation map. So this is like a mini game a little bit. I really found it interesting. So I got 2 groups here. Lots of things can happen. Some of the fighter escort that is down here can show up as we go here. What I don't want to see, I don't want that to happen today, because I'm not going to run into the fighter escort over the bomber mission because they don't come in that soon. So for me, this is not as good. Normally that bleeds off some of that fighter escort. So when you get up here to the bomber mission, you got time to go up to the bombers without a bunch of fighters nagging at you and tearing you up. Okay, so we'll have to see what happens. So here's how this works. We start here. We're going to make our first move. We're going into the far zone, and I'm going in here on this middle area. So I know it's going to be hard for you to see, but it says here on the board how many tactical points it costs to move into these zones. So from the vector zone, if you come in high, it costs you 1 for each group, each stack. 0 in this zone and 0 in the low zone. The reason I come in this zone right here, though, is because it costs me 1 to keep in the low. It costs me 2 to move from the low to the middle, and I just stay in the level zone right here, this middle one. So I'm in the far zone. So we're going to roll 2 dice. And we add these 2 dice together, and on this table, it's going to tell us what we're going to run into. Okay. So we rolled 12. Okay. 12 in the far zone has a little, it's a blue square with a white dot. We're in the Mediterranean. We're not in Germany. Blue square, white dot. Okay. So that means malfunction. 1 fighter returns to base. So I got a fighter malfunction here. So I'm of the mindset that you pick randomly here, right? because I think that's the best way to do it. So I'm going to take a 6-sided die, and we're going to go this way. 1 at the bottom, 2, 3, same thing, 4, 5, 6. We're going to roll, and whatever we get, that's the guy that goes home. So we roll. Oh, a 6. So I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's this guy right here. So he has a malfunction, a maintenance problem. He turned back. So we lost a fighter. So this is what happens in this mini game. You start with as many as you can get, and they start bleeding off before you ever even get to the bomber force. Okay, so we make our next move. Doesn't cost me anything. And now we roll again. Now we're in the close zone, which is the same table. Okay, and we roll a 10. Okay, 10 has an R, which is radio, and it has a malfunction again. Okay. So the radio, we roll 1 die and apply to 1 group. Even, rendezvous, we get 2 operation points for the next turn. Or odd, we're rerouted and we lose a TP and we get a delay marker. Okay. All right. So let's roll. Let's see, 1 to 5, it's this group. 6 to 10, it's that group. So we're picking which group it's going to be. 10, it's going to be the MC202s. And now we're going to roll. We're looking for odd even. It's a 9, it's odd. So odd is rerouted. I lose one of my tactical points. That sucks. And they get a delay marker put on them. So the delay means that they're delayed a turn when we come up on the mission here. So they're going to be trailing. All right. But, oh yeah, we have a maintenance problem. So now we have 5 planes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to roll. It is 10. So again, it's one of these 2. So the MC202s, they're having, the Italian planes, they're having maintenance malfunctions. Okay, one more move. So the thing that I was hoping would happen has happened. We haven't run into any escorts. We roll 1 more time. Now we're in the approach zone. Okay, so the approach zone is 15, 7 and 8, 15. It has a bomber and another malfunction. Gee whiz. Okay, so we have a bomber. That's one of these little counters right here. So he's in that zone. And we roll a die, even, an even number gets 2 damage markers. 10, it's even. Okay, so we draw him 2 damage markers. First one is a wing worth 4. And the second one is a wing worth 2. That's 6. Okay, those goes under him. So there's a bomber that's out of formation. All right, now we got a maintenance problem again. So we're going to let's see what we got. 4 guys now. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9 or 10, I got to re-roll. 8. Oh, it's the other MC202. So he's gone. So all those planes broke down. Now I'll tell you, I played a couple rounds of this. That's the first time I've had lost that many planes. Okay. The next thing that happens is this guy is, I can decide if I want to go after him or not. And so I am. I'm sending 1 fighter. Unger is going down after this guy. So this is part of the advanced game. And so it's the pursuit maps. So in 1943, we use this pursuit map right here. It has an evasive return and a return, and I get TP and all that stuff, and we go down here. Okay, if I want to send him with TP. So this bomber's down here, and here comes Unger. Okay, so we're going to move over here with this pursuit map so you can see what's going on. So here's my bomber. And here's this bomber. And I'm going to cut to the chase on this one because something's going to happen here. Let me pick this up so I can show it to you. On these bombers, his wing can only take 5 hits. And that plane's destroyed. Well, the 2 damage markers we have on him is 6. So he's destroyed. Now, Unger gets credit for part of this. So he gets, let me get my book so I don't mess this up. In the advanced rules, on the pursuit maps. Okay, so he gets, a pilot may destroy a bomber on the pursuit map and he earns 2 experience points and 2 Stoffel experience points. If a pilot destroys a bomber and also suffers a hit, the pilot and Stoffel still earn the experience points. Victory points in the advanced game, which is what we're playing, you do not earn victory point for knocking a bomber out of formation fallen. You only earn victory point for destroying bombers on either the formation map or the pursuit map. You earn 2 victory points if an inbound mission, 1 victory point if a near target or outbound. So I get 2 victory points here for this guy. Even though I didn't shoot at him, my plane went down there and he spotted that guy, and so he gets those victory points. And the other place I double check this is in the under the section for the pursuit for the straggler, and it says in here, let me find it, intercepting stragglers. Let's see if this is where it's at. Okay, so I found what I was looking for here on the pursuit sequence of play. I knew I read it somewhere. Destroyed. Immediately you make fire or bailout checks. It's possible that the bomber is destroyed due to the distribution of damage markers. If the bomber is destroyed during setup, which is what happened, it means the aircraft met its demise before pursuing fighters caught up to it. Those fighters may not intercept another bomber, but the Staffel earns EP and VP for the destroyed bomber. Individual fighters do not earn EP, so I don't get the EP for it. VP may only be earned for successfully intercepted bombers. Okay. So in the advanced game, I get that victory point. Well, it's inbound, so it's 2 victory points because that bomber he went down. So what really happens, what I read was, this fighter, Unger, he swooped down there. He was going to go shoot that guy down and his wing broke off. So he verified that plane went down. So the squadron earns the EP and the VP, but he doesn't get anything and he goes straight home. So he doesn't get any experience points for that. But the Stoffel here earns 2 EP and 2 VP because it was inbound. So it's worth it to go chase these guys. These counters go back. I can move this out of the way. Okay, now I'm back over here and we have to make a decision over here. And so what we have is, I can come in at level, it costs me 1 tactical point. I can come in at low for 0 tactical points. And these 2 guys are coming in low. All right, so I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to bring my expert in. He's coming in low tail. So I'm going to make a run. This is the tail. He's coming in low on the tail. Now they're anchored. Maybe I don't want to do that. That's +1. Well, it's anchored. Yeah, he's anchored tail. I don't think I want to do that. That makes that a 2. Anchored low tail. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in low on this oblique and low on that oblique. Okay. So that's my choices there. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Sorry. These guys come on to the turn track right here on turn 1. That's where they enter. Okay. So now the normal game begins. We go to mission turn 1. All right. And we come over here, and on the board it has the turn sequence. We have move. So these guys are going to move into their boxes now. So my expertin is up here. He's coming in low, and this guy's coming in on this oblique low. Next thing is return. We don't have any return boxes. Escort. We don't have escort to do because that doesn't happen until turn 8. We don't have any recovery we have to do. We don't have blast and flak. Cohesion, they only have one marker here, so it has to be less than that, so there's no cohesion roll yet. And attack, we're not in the box yet. So that's it. That was turn 1. So we move our turn marker. See what I mean about this is quick. Turn marker goes to 2. Okay, so on turn 2, we're going to do move. Okay, for move, he's going to move into oblique low. And my expertin is moving into oblique low. Right. So they now have moved up to their attack box. We don't have a return to do. We don't have an escort to do. We don't have recovery. We don't have blast and flak. We still don't have cohesion. So what we do next is attack. So I move these guys out for their attack. Well, if I come after this guy at 3 or into that box, he's going to get a +3 right there for his, because of all this. I really don't want to do that. So I'm sending this guy into this box right here. And I'm sending this guy into this box onto him. Now remember, he has the quick skill. That's spec. So that can come in handy. Okay, so now we're going to do attacks. Okay, so the way this works is he's coming in oblique low, and it is a 1. Okay. So we pull our oblique attack. Oh, sorry. Good, I did that. Put that away. Oh, I had to pick their maneuver. He's going to do climb, and he's going to do a climbing turn to the left. So I'm putting this arrow pointing to the left. So I'm going to get him on their nose next. And this guy is going to do a climbing. He's going to go climbing. He's also going to, it's his right that he's going to. So they're both going to go to the nose position. All right. So we'll start with this attack right here. This is table 1. And I'm going to do evasive also with him. So evasive. Do I want to do evasive here or go after this guy? Evasive takes me an extra turn. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get another pass at these guys. I'm letting him come in full bore right here. He's coming in for all he's worth. Okay. This guy's evasive. And it's a 1 for his table. So a 1 low evasive. He gets a pass through and he takes a hit. Okay. So he passes through this direction because he does his maneuver. And he takes a hit. So I have a cup here with all the hit chits in it. So we're going to pull one. And it is, wing 7. So he took a pretty big hit. I'll put that marker on him. And he gets continuing fire. And the continuing fire is evasive, and a 1 is nothing. Hard roll. If dive rolling, skip continuing fire. If aggressive attitude, it's not. Do not skip. It didn't matter. He wasn't going to get hit anyway. So no damage there. Okay, so he took one hit. I'll take the little maneuver off of him. And he's going to the nose, and he did a climb, and he's evasive, so he'll be on the high side this time. Okay. Now I got my expert coming in. Now the thing with him is he's quick. So he can change very quickly here if he needs to for his attack. Now his attack here is a 1. He's coming in low, aggressive on a 1. He gets a hit and he runs out of ammo. Ugh. But we'll take the hit. We're going to do that. I'm not going to change what he did. So he takes the hit, and he gives the plane a hit, and what we're hoping for is a critical hit. Okay, he gets, it is fuselage 9. If I roll a 9 or higher, that plane is done, dead. I kill it. Well, no, I take that back. He drops out of formation if I roll a 9 or higher. So here we go. We roll 7. Didn't get him. Okay. So he takes his fuselage hits. It's actually an R in his radio. Okay. My guy does not have a pass-through. Or did he? Yes, he did. He has a pass-through of 1, and he was turning left. Puts him over here. And now he's got to take continuing fire. And in this box, it is a 1. And it's a miss. Woohoo! Strafe. Expert only. Hey, look at this. Roll 2 dice. If one or both numbers are even, one bomber in the element is damaged. So one of these bombers, this is a new element now that I crossed into. Right, so now we're going to roll both dice. Sometimes these are good, sometimes not so good. All right, we got a 4 and a 7. Roll 2 dice. If one or both numbers are even, one bomber in the element is damaged. Okay, so I damaged a bomber. I can choose it. I choose this guy right here. Okay, we're going to hit him. And it is a wing. And if I get a 10, it's a critical hit, and he explodes. All right, here we go. I need a 10. Come on, Papa needs a 10. 5. Okay, so he takes the wing hit. It's 1. All right, this guy moves on. He'll be in the return box because he was not aggressive but dedicated. Okay. All right, that gets us through that. So now we move our turn marker to turn number 3. And as you can see, we're starting to get close here on what we need to do. All right, now we do move. I don't have anybody to move. And then we do return. So anybody in the return box, so right here, he can move. He's moving into the high position right here. He can't move because he's got damage on him. So he does not get to move this turn. All right, no escort, recovery. So we have to roll now to see if this was real damage or not real damage. So we roll 1 die. And if it's 7 or higher, it's only superficial type damage. Trivial, I think they call it. 6, it's not. So he goes, this comes off. That was a wing. So over here on this board, he goes into the fate box. So we don't know what's going to happen to him yet, but we know he's not attacking again. Okay. Now, we're going to roll cohesion for each element. So this element's got 2 on it now. So we roll. If it's a 1, they're starting to break up a little bit. Nope, it's a 4. And this element only has a 1, so it doesn't bother him. Okay. All right. So now we go I don't have any attack to do. We go up to the turn 4. First thing we do, move. So I'm going to get one last run at this guy, one of these guys right here. Okay, it's my last chance. And then I'm out of fuel. He is going to do, I don't have a return to do, I don't have an escort, I don't have a recovery, I don't have boost flak, cohesion again. 3, nope, he stayed tight. Okay, oh, the thing, if I'd have come high out of the sun over here, I would have had the sun to protect me, but I didn't matter. Okay, here we go. So next I get to do my attack. He's coming in at this guy. He is at high. So for high, he gets 2 blocks right here. That makes him the high marker. He's coming in hot. I'm not going to dodge. I'm going to see if I can get a run on this guy. Maybe I can knock him down. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. Okay. So he's coming in nose high. And the zone is a 2. So it's a little hot coming in here. Here he comes. Nose attack, high, and I can change if I need to with my quick. Okay. But you know what? He can't do that. You know why? He had no ammo. So I'm not going to, well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to, I made the mistake. I should have broke off and went home. He's got to fly through this now. So he does the nose attack on a 2, and he's going to go evasive right here. He scores no hits because he didn't have anything, but they don't hit him either. So he's just zipping through the squadron. Oh, I forgot his maneuver. It's going to be straight, and we'll say dive, because he was already at the high zone. So he goes straight through. His box now is a 2 for continuing fire. A 2 in evasive. Oh, and I did a dive, so no damage. Okay. These are the little things you got to remember, the maneuvers and things. So he comes out, and that's it. He's going to go home because that's the end of the mission limit. I can't go any farther. Okay. So he goes home. He doesn't get any experience points just for flying and landing. Now, up here, though, we have to check the fate box. Because something could happen here. So, in this box, I have my Focke-Wulf 190. Damage to the wing, I roll. A 7 through 10 means he lands. And he'll gain an experience point for doing that. So here he goes. 7 to 10. 8. Yes. So he landed. I didn't lose him. Didn't lose my plane. So for for Wurzer flies the mission. And he gains an experience point right here. 1 experience point. Okay. And he goes home. All right. And that, my friends, is the end of that mission. So I'm just going to check real quick my tally here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Whatever tactical points are left over, those are forfeited, so I lose them. Operation point deductions, I check over here, but I didn't have any because we didn't have anybody, none of the MC202s got damaged. They all had maintenance issues and went home. My victory points I've already taken care of. My experience points I've taken care of. The pilots, he got his for landing from the fate box. And that's it. Okay, so that is the end of mission number 1 in 1943 early. The Stoffel log shows that we had an inbound on map 6. We earned 2 experience points and 2 victory points for the Stoffel. Excuse me. Of all these guys, Wurzer earned 1 experience point. These are hard to earn over here if you're not striking the bombers. I just didn't have much time on this one. That's the shortest mission I've had. So that's the first mission. Of course, we'll be running some more, but I hope you like that. I hope you like that vector map, because I think that just adds something to the game right there. I think it's much better, and I really like the pursuit maps too. You can get after those bombers, and that's where, just like that, that's where I earned my victory points and my experience points. So you got to get those bombers to get separated. That's what you're after. So I hope you liked it. I think this game's going to be a lot of fun. This is right up my alley. This is what I'd call my sweet spot, right? This is the type of games that I really like. So we'll see how we do. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next playthrough. I hope you have a good one. And we'll see you later.